Hi everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of the A Bit of AI show. And in this episode we will talk with Gianni about his life in AI. Hi everyone, welcome to the A Bit of AI show. My name is Henk and I'm a white male with brown hair, wearing glasses, and today I'm wearing a reddish dark red shirt.
And hi everyone, my name's Amy Boyd. I'm a female with blonde hair, and I'm wearing a quite a mix of colours actually. We've got a light blue, black, pink, sort of leopard print, to actually match our new branding, which is exciting. So if anyone is watching this, you'll see we've got some exciting new branding. Thank you to the design team, and I have tried to complement that. But I don't know how we're going to do for 10 episodes of complimenting.
Lots of choices for the colours.
This is true. I'll just have to buy more clothes. I'm sure my husband will be very, very happy about that.
So, hello everyone, and welcome once again to the A Bit of AI show. This show is all about the stories from people who work in the field of AI. Because Amy and me, in our job, we meet so many people from around the world that are kind of doing the same thing, but absolutely are not doing the same thing. So we thought it would be fun to interview those people and find out what they're actually doing and how they got to this stage in their careers. And in season 1, we talked with people that were actually doing AI pre-sales. We met consultants, we met researchers, we met data scientists, a whole big variety, and there are so many more types of jobs. So this season we'll have 10 more episodes where we will find all people from around the globe who work in AI. And this is the first episode of season 2 in our new branding. And today we will cover 2 things. We will talk with our guest Gianni about his life, and we will talk about some cool upcoming events. And as always, all the links and all the content we have, also all the previous episodes, are available on our website, abitofai.show.
Amazing. Yeah, we are literally a minute away from starting with our first guest for season 2, but you know me, I like to come in with sort of the organized logistics of some of the great things that we have available for you in this show. So after the show, so in 30 minutes time or just under, we actually have something called the A Bit of AI Cafe. It's a friendly meeting where you can meet us and our amazing guests offline and have a chat, that kind of feeling of what we had in person where you caught someone when you were having a coffee or eating your pizza or your lunch. So consider going to that straight after this show if you want to ask us even more questions. And if you go to aka.ms/abitofai-cafe, you'll be able to get to the link there. Also, if you're on our website, abitofai.show, there is a button at the top of the screen that will take you to the cafe also.
Perfect. So let's get started and welcome Gianni to the screen.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the whole world, and to you, Gianni. Thank you so much for joining us. First things first, as we do with all of our guests, tell us who you are and what you do in the space of AI.
Yeah, I'm Gianni Rosa Gallina. I'm an R&D senior software engineer in Delta 3 Innovation Lab based in Italy. Our business is behind the most famous and biggest sports event and entertainment around the world. And especially in the Innovation Lab, our job is thinking 360 degree for the next technologies and see and prototype and design what sports services can be next.
Wonderful. Goodness me, so many things to pick up on there. Innovation. If we have any sports fans in the audience, I'm sure they will have picked up on the fact you work on some of the biggest sports events out there. And also just you have a really broad set of areas that you work on, right? We spoke about hardware, we spoke about software, we spoke about graphics. You've done a lot of that in the past, Unity, and obviously now we're talking about AI, so I know you've been working obviously a little bit in that space as well. All jobs in the AI industry, the purpose of this show is literally because they are so different daily, and I can imagine that's no different for an innovation team. But if I was to encourage you to think about what an average day looks like, what do you do on a day-to-day basis? What does an innovation team set of skills look like?
Yeah, we are lucky enough to be a lot independent on what we do. The innovation lab team is small right now. We are just 7 people, but our daily job vary daily. I mean, we are very dynamic depending on the project me and the team is following. So we can start usually with a cup of coffee that cannot be missed every day. And then we can have sprints if we collaborate with other teams. So we can we have stand-up meetings and we discuss what we did, what we will do. Otherwise, we have informal meetings internally. Some of us work from home, some of us are in the office. So usually we also meet there a few days a week. And all throughout the day, it depends a lot of the projects. Sometimes we are focused on coding. Other days we have a lot of meetings. And other time we have free time to explore and see what's around in the new technologies and thinking how we can use them to grow our business.
That's amazing. I was going to say, you very briefly touched on it there. Some of you are remote and some of you are sort of more local and in the office. I know we talked about it. A time zone is a consideration. I think we talked a little bit about how that makes your job so flexible.
Yeah, it depends also on projects. The Innovation Lab is also all in the same time zone. We are all based in Turin, Italy. But usually we collaborate also with teams that can span all over the world. We have teams in Australia, some in Los Angeles. So sometimes we have early mornings meetings or late evenings meetings, depending who we talk to. But it's an amazing job. We are very, very lucky to have it. And unfortunately, we love our job. So when we are not working, also outside our daily job, we still work for hobby or for exploration. We love it.
Yeah, I was going to say you do a lot of public speaking, and you share quite a lot the things that you're learning. Is that a part of that kind of? Is it a part of your job, or is it something that you actually find incredible value from separately?
It's both. For job, we have community events for Delta Trade Innovation Lab, so we can share our own exploration or share knowledge both internally and externally for what can be shared. And then for as community, I'm a Microsoft MVP in AI and Windows development since 10 years, almost 9 right now. And I started for knowledge sharing because I love it. And I found it that share knowledge helped me learn a lot more. Apart from knowing a lot of people for networking, but sharing is learning. It's very easy to learn stuff that you need to explain to others. So I found it as a way to learn more easily.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned both the learning side of it, but then also the networking side of it, right? Henk, I think I've said to you before, one thing that I love about a community is if I have the opportunity to speak at a community, I also get the opportunity to watch like 2 or 3 other people and kind of learn exactly what they're, working on or something like that. And it might not be something that I've even thought about doing. So yeah, I definitely hear you on that side of things. That's really cool.
Yeah, and also making a presentation with like 2 or 3 people, you really have to dive into the project and just really focus on what you're going to tell, which you sometimes normally don't have time for during your day job. So I also always like that. So it seems like you're in a pretty cool spot at the moment, doing what you love with cool new technology and being part of the community. Doing speaking and other things. But I'm wondering, how did you get to this point in your career?
Yeah, I'm as a background, I'm a software engineer. I studied computer science engineering back then, and then moved in a consultancy firm for almost 10 years, working on Microsoft technology, ranging from embedded devices to cloud solution, passing by desktop application, system application, and mobile apps. From there on, I needed a change in topics in 2013, 2014, where there was the first new early days of VR and AR technologies. At the time, thanks to my tech buddy of the time, Anthony Vitillo, we tried to change the world of the early days of VR, trying to introduce full body avatar with hands interaction in VR worlds. At the time, we had just the Oculus Dev Kit, a bunch of Kinects, and we managed to build a solution to move inside freely in VR worlds, interact it, and build an SDK to do that. Unfortunately, it was ahead of time. It was 2014, 2015. We were just two passionate technology people, but as you can see, I'm not anymore in that startup, and I've been lucky to enter the Delta Train Innovation Lab. I was the first member of it in 2017. And since then, I have very big opportunities to focus my passion, to my knowledge of my thirst of knowledge. I spent from mixed reality, virtual reality, Unity 3D graphics, and then could bring this experience to new kind of services behind sports, entertainment. And so I could share my knowledge on video broadcasting, cloud solutions. And there we focus, I've been able to focus on AI and machine learning, ranging from graphics, apply it to tons of multimedia data, from audio, video, and images. And then this up to date, we are focused currently around everything related to AI applied to multimedia content, and not only that. And then try to mix and match technologies. So we're still looking around for mixed reality, virtual reality, the metaverse as it's currently trending. And of course, we try and experiments, prototyping, build proof of concept related to mixed reality, in, augmented reality, mixing with artificial intelligence all around.
That's really interesting. There's a lot there. That's a real journey, right? Like you've journeyed kind of through varying different parts of technology. Can we dig into one of your projects? You mentioned you work with lots of different types of data, so whether that's video, audio, stuff like that. Is there anything you can kind of share that you're working on at the moment that gives us an idea of kind of where that skill set has landed right now?
Yeah, something that I can share. It's already public since a few years ago. I presented it back then in Microsoft Ignite 2019. It was a big project, an ambitious project, started from the Innovation Lab. It was a custom video indexer. We architected it from scratch to build a customizable solution to index video, especially for sports content. So back then we had to deal, it was my very big project in machine learning. At the time I was a sort of data scientist related to how to analyze video and images to detect objects, to detect people, to detect actions in videos. And then also we had to figure out how to bring prototype idea and prototype models to production. So we focus also on the full end-to-end journey. So we started from Jupyter notebooks, working on local machines, and then how to scale it in the cloud, how to scale it in on-prem data center or at venues. There are some of the customers that need data to be processed near where the events take place. So we had to build a sort of blueprints on how to build such kind of services end to end. So we covered a lot of roles, from the data scientist to define the models, to the machine learning engineer to take the models from the notebooks and test it, scale it, optimize it, make it software engineer, because usually Jupyter notebooks, as you know, it's a sort of linear code, so you cannot test it easily and bring it in production as is. So we need to understand and learn hands-on how to do that. And then we moved on the DevOps side, and we tried to understand and learn hands-on how to extend DevOps practices to ML. So me and the team became sort of expert in ML ops and understand how to track model versioning, dataset versioning, especially multimedia dataset, because usually you can read about traditional structured datasets, but what about images? A lot of images, a lot of videos. So we figured out how to manage it efficiently. Yeah, that's so usually I wear a lot of hats depending on the project, from the software engineer to the ML engineer to the data science to sometimes the tech lead and the ML ops or DevOps.
That must be so difficult. So for me, I wear I don't know, maybe we all wear different hats sometimes. It kind of, like, as you said, just depends on the part of the project you're in. Henk, I know you've looked probably more at ML ops than, say, I have, and I've probably focused more on other elements of AI. So that's really interesting because, yeah, I guess we're learning from each other. Gianni, I guess you're sharing with your team, and everyone's kind of leveling up in some senses. So, wow, really, really exciting project. You're obviously in an incredible team. But Henk has his usual tricky question. We had to bring it from season 1 to season 2. It was a highlight. Henk, it's over to you.
Yeah, so what you do all seems really, really great, but there must be something really annoying about your role in AI, and we want to know it.
There are a bunch of them, but the most annoying thing it's that most of the people we talk to thinks that AI is magic, and unfortunately it is not. We struggle to explain colleagues or other people what the AI can do and cannot do, and that there is a very tough project behind. You need to plan in advance what you want to obtain, and then back how you can start from gathering the data, the right data, how to process it, and define a cyclical project that is quite different from standard software development projects. This is the most annoying thing, that we usually need to explain day by day and repeat everything to people who talk with. It's the annoying stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you like try to, because obviously you must work with lots and lots of different teams. You're working with different teams in different companies, different domains even, sports is one example. When you're working with software developers, do you have to have that conversation that says, well, actually some of this is quite similar, but then like here's the differences? Is that a hard conversation to have?
Fortunately, developers are open-minded. Most of them are open-minded. So when you try to explain them which are the difference, where are they, they can easily catch the problem. Different topic is take help from them to work with the AI projects, because you need a different skill set. So you can, from software engineering background, you can become a data scientist, you can become an ML engineer or an ML ops. But you need to understand that you must grow in at least three different areas. One from machine learning and data science. You don't need to know everything about that, but you need to understand it. So you can talk to data scientists and understand that how their model can fit in on a specific product. It can be a web service or an apps. Or you can need to talk to DevOps and explain them why your architecture, why your infrastructure needs to be done in a specific way. So you need GPUs instead of just CPUs. You need specific cluster, your specific setup or configuration. And then you have different environments that are for development for a single ML model, and then the production for the ML model. And then you have the same stuff in staging or dev and build environment, production environment for the application that serve it. So there are different skills and different topics that people that want to enter in the space needs to understand.
Yeah, no, it was a really good point. And I guess, yeah, I mean, developers at heart, or really anyone in tech, is very much used to learning new stuff. We have to learn new stuff all the time, right? I wonder whether you can have a career in tech. Well, I don't know. But personally, like, you know, I feel like you have to learn to have a career in tech. You have to always keep, you know, pushing yourself and thinking about what's new and being open to learning new things. And so it's really interesting to hear that kind of collaboration and how you do it. But Gianni, we've discussed sort of, you know, what your job is, the projects you've worked on, how you've got into AI. There's lots of learning in there. You're obviously someone who's incredibly comfortable with learning. And so one thing we want to do next is put you on the spot a little bit. We have our quickfire question round. This is a fast-paced part of this show where we'll ask you 6 questions. If you can keep them to either one word or one sentence answers, just so the key of these questions is to see the similarities and the differences between everyone's answers that we speak to. Okay. If you watched season 1, anyone out there, you'll notice some of these are the same and some of these questions are different for season 2. We've really evaluated some of the interesting insights we got from season 1, and we're going to try a few new things for season 2. So let's get started. Gianni, what was your first computer?
It was when I was 4 years old. It was an Olivetti PC1. It was 1989. It was December 1989. It was my very first computer. And thanks to my father, I've been able to start playing with MS-DOS 3.2.
Wow.
I remember back then.
Love that. And interesting, that question just triggered that smile. I think that's what we were kind of looking for. People look very fondly back on those original devices that we had, and you know, see how far we've come. It's unbelievable.
Next question. What programming language was used in your last project?
C#.NET 6.
Interesting. That does break our pattern for the most well-used one. Next question. What was the most useful thing you've learned in AI? It's a trickier one.
The most useful is to have good data. You need to have a good tooling and a pipeline to get the right data and be able to validate it. Because if you have bad or wrong data in, you usually get bad or wrong data out.
That's a great one. Really, really good.
So what is your favorite event on the AI calendar?
There are a bunch of them. One is the MLOps conference that takes place usually in November. That gather a lot of expertise and expert people around productionizing AI. And the other one is the NVIDIA GTC conference, where you have a look at the brand new advancement in graphics and AI and mind-blowing stuff that can be built with AI and the mix in the world of graphics and machine learning and deep learning.
That's cool. Yeah, we can, after hearing what you focus on and what you do as your job, you can see why that is going to be an incredibly useful event for you to be on the cutting edge of. So next question, what area of AI is on your list to learn about next?
It's reinforcement learning. We had some projects, thought of projects on that. but not that a chance to learn it yet. So it's something that I would like to.
That's a good one. We have heard that a couple of times now, so that's really interesting. There might be a pattern there. Reinforcement learning, everyone. Let's go get learning about it.
The new thing, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the first AI item project skill you acquired or did?
The first one was to understand and use PyTorch as a framework. And I started from the Fast AI course from Jerry Howard. That was the opening mind that introduced me to the topics and really explained well from top down what's behind the scene in behind deep learning models and machine learning models.
Amazing. That's a good one. And thank you for sharing that resource as well. So that's the Fast AI course. And you mentioned that kind of having that theory and that practical. So that's really cool. Yeah, no, people might want to go and check that out. Well, Gianni, I'm glad to say you survived the quickfire questions and actually did a fantastic. Yeah, I was going to say it's not as bad as it seems, is it? But yeah, thank you so much. Your answers are enlightening. They're interesting. We've had some new stuff. We've had some similar stuff. So yeah, really, really appreciate you taking part and being a kind of good sport to get involved with that, because it's quite a lot of pressure. We don't tell our guests what these questions are beforehand, and so there's no prep. There's no. We are literally putting them on the spot live. But with that, Gianni, we are almost out of time and we are going to need to wrap up our first show already. That's happened. I just want to say a massive thank you. It's really interesting to hear about what you work on in the innovation team, and also that, that learning mentality that you've got, that you turn your hand to really anything that's needed and put many different hats on. So we really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you all for the invitation. It is a big pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you, as I mentioned, if you want to ask more questions of Gianni, if you want to chat with me and Henk, join us in the A Bit of AI Cafe straight after this event. But we have just a couple of minutes left, and we mentioned at the start that we want to highlight a couple of events that are coming up. So, Henk, we were chatting about the new Global AI Community event that's happening the 19th to the 21st of October, called Global AI Back Together. Can you tell? I know you've been involved. You've got some of the inside sort of information. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Absolutely. Yeah, so on the 19th till the 21st of October, the Global AI is coming back together. That is what the event is referring about. So, because in some places in the world it is possible to organize in-person meetups again, like small meetups with like 20 people. Some places of the world are still virtual, and some people even prefer virtual. So this event is going to be a mix for everyone and adjusted to every country's capabilities, laws, regulations. The event is around 3 hours, and it is taking place all over the world. So at the moment, organizers can sign up to organize this event with their local community in their country. So we launched it yesterday, and people are signing up. So we have, there is one in Belgium, there is one in the Netherlands, there is one in Ecuador at the moment. And I didn't check this morning, so hopefully events will go and pop up all over the world. So you can join one of these local events if you go to globalai.community/globalai-AI-back-together, or just go to the website globalai.community and click on the link there.
Yeah, I've been on that website, really easy. Where if you go to globalai.community, you'll see it right underneath there. Global AI Back Together. If you're an organizer, go there, get set up. If you're someone who wants to attend, go read more about what that event has for you in the middle of October. So about a month away. So thank you, Henk. Thanks for sharing a little bit more about that event. But we are at our final few seconds. Thank you so much for joining us today on the A Bit of AI show, season 2, episode 1. How exciting. We're very, very excited to be back. Catch up on all episodes on demand from season 1, as well as our new episode today at abitofai.show. And do come and join us in the A Bit of AI cafe after this show at aka.ms/abitofai-cafe. Thanks so much for watching. This has been A Bit of AI with Henk and Amy.